Yeah, I
Yeah,
know
so
last time you were recording on a busy train.
Speaking of
I
trains,
would. Speaking
wait, are
of
we?
trains. Oh
Speaking of
boy.
trains, is this part of the podcast?
Oh god.
I'm just so good at segues.
Hold on,
This.
guys. I'm in an airfield right now. Let me drive on out using my car,
Okay.
and I'm going to hop on this air balloon away.
Air balloon.
Yeah.
I'm going to. I'm going to shoot bullets at all these enemies along a certain pathway.
What? I'm going to place down my monkey dart tower.
Yes, Dart Monkey.
Don't let the
This
dark
is why.
monkey
This is
shine.
fucking why the podcast doesn't make any sense.
Okay, wait.
We have to start recording as soon as all three of us
First,
get in the
we
call,
have
or
to-
else,
we-
or else it's they have no
We have to
context.
thank. Can we thank the Charles Manson Foundation for sponsoring us?
Excuse me.
Can we thank Charles Manson himself
Fake sponsors.
for sponsoring us?
How about?
Can we-
How about no?
Yeah, can we thank?
I was talking with Charles Manson the other day, and he said, "I listen to all your podcasts. I love it so much."
We're doing this again.
Thank you
No,
so much,
forget it.
Charles.
We're talking about
This is also supported. We're also sponsored by Manson
Trains.
Scarves. Oh,
we
yeah,
need to
we're
get
also
into the
sponsored-
we need to get into the conversation. We need to actually get in the
We need to
conversation.
get
It's
in
never gonna happen.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. Time for some riveting questions. When was the first time? Well, okay. Tell me how frequent or how often you took you take transit. Public transit.
I mean, walking is transit, so all the time. Boom.
Okay.
Final answer.
Well, yeah, public
Like-
sidewalks.
Never, like almost never.
Oh,
So you take like Ubers or car
touch
or
some
you
grass.
drive?
You get a house.
I just drive.
You just drive, okay. Is it easier? Well, okay, so like, do you drive often too, Butter?
Yeah.
Okay. So like, I would ask you guys, like, what, like, if you just didn't have a car, right? Then like, what would you actually do then if you're trying to travel? Like, just you're doing your same.
I would ask someone else for a ride.
You would ask for someone else for a ride, and why would
Yeah.
you do that instead of like? Okay, so why would you guys do that instead of like, walking or biking?
Because I'm not gonna walk like an hour. I actually don't know how to ride a bike. Fun fact.
Yeah, no, same.
Okay.
Really? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
well,
I
it's
thought that was like a weird
that's
There's-
thing.
interesting.
Because like everyone I know rides bikes, at least like when they're kids.
no, I don't
I
think
never
so.
learned.
Yeah, I never learned either. There's also like not
I-
really. There's not much space to like bike around me. I guess I could, but like there's not a lot of space to go.
I see. For me, I learned at a very late age when it comes to like biking. Like I learned at 12 years old, which usually people learn how to bike, on their training wheels at like 6 or 7. But yeah, I know there's a lot of people who also just don't know how to bike. But would you say like
But
now? Yeah, what do you say like the infrastructure you have, right? Because you know how bike lanes are becoming popular across like America and really North America in general.
yeah, mostly in like cities.
By me, it's like
Yeah.
it's all like car based. There's really not much you can do. If you don't have a car, you can bike around if you're not like specifically where I live. Like if you're in the areas around it, you can kind of bike, but there's not much in ways of like buses or there's no trains or anything like that.
So wait, so I'm guessing you live in the suburbs, because that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Wait,
I'm in the
So-
suburbs. I'm in the suburbs on a hill,
Sorry.
and I'm right next to like a main road that comes off the highway.
Is it those suburbs where like is it a historical suburb, or is it like a modern suburb with like cookie cutter
What?
houses?
what?
You know what I mean?
What is a historical suburb?
When I mean a historical suburb, I mean like those suburbs that were back then, instead of being, not the ones built after World War II, where they're a bunch of curving roads, and then it's a bunch of, houses that look the same or are similar. Like, historical suburbs are those which were just built. It's like, they were like, they feel like extensions of the city that they're like surrounding, but they, of course, have their own character. Or
I live
they're-
in a suburb with mixed houses.
Oh, mixed houses. So mixed houses.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So it's like in between, or I guess it is historical because I can't imagine. A
There's
lot of the
big
suburbs
ol'
built.
Houses and there's small houses, and a lot of in between.
I see, like apartments
Interesting.
and condos.
No,
No, okay.
it's
Wow,
like
that-
it's all houses.
Wow.
But different kinds of houses.
Yeah, just different
Yeah.
kinds of houses. So I guess I would say that's like a modern suburb because they're all single family or duplexes, I guess, right, or fourplexes, whatever. But most are single family.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can get
My
why it's
neighbor's-
like a bunch of-
Yeah, my neighbor's house is 2 stories, attic and a basement, something like that. And what what I'm living in is just like the house and a basement.
Okay.
We don't have
So-
another story or an attic or anything.
Would you say like the main road, right? It's all car paced, so there's nothing like it. Okay, so if you're cycling, right, or if you're driving, right, to say that because really you can only drive there to really conveniently get place to place. Is there like how fast do you feel you can go usually when you're on that road?
What do you mean? Like driving?
Just the yeah, like when you're driving, like there's just no.
Anything under 120 is too slow. What I always say.
That's true.
Because they say like 25 miles per hour already. Okay, if you're already driving at 25 miles per hour, you're like if you're gonna hit a pedestrian, you're like that pedestrian is
If,
already very likely
when.
to die or get into serious injury.
At 25,
Yeah, just at like 25 already. And now if it's like 30,
I wouldn't say they're
then-
dead.
Well, they wouldn't be dead, I guess, but it
They
would-
definitely injured.
Yeah, maybe I'm just fumbling the numbers, but like 30, 40 miles per hour, like there's a very high likelihood.
Yeah,
already.
there's a big old difference between 30 and 40. I remember seeing a little PSA thing about it. Because 30 is
Yeah.
like heavy injury, 40 is like guaranteed you're dead.
Guaranteed, yeah.
Huh.
I was,
Interesting.
I was looking at history in America when it comes to those speed limits, and back then there actually was a national speed limit. And guess what that national speed limit was?
What?
60?
You're
55?
Yeah, it was 55. It was 55.
Back in the
Yeah,
80s,
let's go.
back in the 80s, you could drunk drive and it was legal.
I know, right? But
Oh.
I mean, but back
That was
then,
awesome.
Hey.
That's the
Yeah,
good old
Charles
days.
Charles Manson and his victims.
What?
must have
Why
really
is-
We
pushed
don't-
those down. I don't know. know
What?
why. I don't know why. When I was looking through history, I also found history of Charles Manson. Not like I really still know what that is about. I forgot the details when I was reading about it.
Oh my god, he died in 2017.
Holy crap! And
No way.
And you know the Unabomber? He died last year also. Actually, no, he died this year.
Right.
Yeah. You can go research that at home too. But
2017.
I don't care how much I hate the government. I
He was
am
born
not
in
supporting the
Ohio?
Unabomber.
Uh-oh.
the Unabomber. Wait, no, the Unabomber's from
Uh-oh.
Chicago.
No, Charles Manson was born in Ohio. Yeah, Chicago. Oh, look at you. Wow. We don't have our serial killer in our...
Guys, Unabomber
Look.
versus Charles Manson. Who's your favorite? Vote in the comments.
No,
How about we talk
stop
about
it.
cars again? Anyway,
God
so do you
damn.
think the oil industry is supporting cars or something? I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay, well, there
I
is
feel
a
like it was
highway
getting to
lobby.
definitely.
There's a highway lobby, and you know, there's
Like a Hobby Lobby?
no, like
But for
like you know, we pay
instead of hobbies.
we pay people to destroy the natural
We?
infrastructure, like that kind of lobbying. But you know, they put it all in euphemisms, or they put it all under an illusion of like progress. Like, you know, I think the most infamous case. I've not really done much research on it, but you know, the most infamous case of the highway lobby in America is when in LA, you know, LA used to have the most extensive and like best streetcar network in the entire world for a good time. And by the 1950s, you know,
Remind me what a streetcar is? I'm really stupid.
It's a car on
yeah,
the
and
street.
you know,
Like
that's how think about this, right?
A
When
car in the street.
and this is why I ask you guys these questions, because like about like, you know, whether you take transit or walk or cycle, and you know, even the fact that you don't really know what a streetcar is. I mean, that's how powerful, honestly, the highway lobby is. I feel like when you know they've really made the infrastructure here so dominant for cars that like you just don't pay a second thought to really any other kind of transit. Now these streetcars, right, are basically just they're just on street level like trains, basically. Just mini like imagine a bus that can carry more people and it's on rails that are ingrained into the street. That's basically
what
a
I
streetcar.
thought it was.
Yeah.
Oh, and it has like the rail on top, and then if you touch it, you die. It's like
Imagine
electricity.
Yeah.
a bus.
Oh wait, hold on. Sorry, something's disturbing me. Wait, hold on here.
It's
What is
disturbing
it?
him. Anyway, how's the weather?
No good.
Oh,
Pretty.
it snowed for the first time.
Yeah,
Wow.
it did. It was pretty shit over here though. It wasn't snowing today. It was just really rainy and yucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, my neighbors are getting flooded.
Oh, dang.
Okay, I'm back.
That's terrible.
But yeah, no, yeah.
Welcome.
Well, I mean, they like what were we on the electrified?
Butter,
rail you were
don't
talking
tell him.
about?
Don't tell him what we just talked about. Don't tell him what we
Yeah,
just talked about. Okay?
I'd rather
Oh,
not.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
go back
between
in the
us.
clips and see what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
don't go back in
I'd
the
rather
clip.
Oh. Okay.
not. Okay, well.
Chat, don't tell
I
him.
guess-
Don't comment anything about that.
You know, I was hearing it this whole entire. No, I'm just joking. Anyways.
No.
The monkey incident is between us.
God
Yeah,
damn.
real personal stuff there, man.
Okay, well, like, okay, what were we talking about that electrified rail? Like, if you touch it, you're dead.
Yeah, I swear. I don't know if these are streetcars. I think I forgot the word. I don't even know. But it's like, no, maybe it's like Japanese like subway trains or something.
You're
But they have like 3 metal rails on top.
Okay,
2 of them are for like keeping it steady or something, and then one's electric. And then like if you put like your arm across 2 of them, it like electrocutes you. I don't know.
Okay, so let me tell you. So that's just a regular train.
Probably saw this on Reddit.
Well, yeah, but that's just
What's
a
a train?
regular. Yeah, that's just a regular train. But I mean, when it comes to those in Japan, I mean, like the light rail or streetcar, because streetcar and light rail are interchangeable. Like just those miniature trains, they usually, especially in Japan and Europe, and really everywhere else in the world besides the Americas, and especially here in the U.S. and Canada, all their streetcars run on an overhead wire.
Yeah.
Like, and so basically, there's like little chance of ever getting electrocuted, if just zero. But, here in America and Canada, like, our streetcars are usually just powered by. Well, they are also powered by, like, overhead wiring, but they're usually just powered by themselves, like, with. I think it's just, like, not so sure, but I'm pretty sure it's just battery power because a lot of them are just a lot of them you really can't see. There's nothing really on the street, of course. It's like a third rail that you obviously just cannot touch because that would be very problematic to literally just be on a public road. Um, but like,
That's
yeah,
true.
a lot of trains in America though, like the Chicago L or like the New York subway, they use an electrified rail to get power. But
Very cool.
yeah, so these streetcars back in LA, right? Let's go back to LA. They had one of the best streetcar networks, at least by the time they were declining. Even they had a great streetcar network, and a lot of suburbs of LA, which are those historical suburbs I mentioned earlier. One key factor about them was that they had service from streetcars, like literally from the suburbs all the way to the beach in LA, or all the way to the downtown center in LA. And so basically, you have this highway lobby. These people from all the car companies, and not just the car companies, but the oil companies. They come to LA and they're like, you know, we'll like help you guys with like funding, because transit companies at this point are already starting to not be profitable anymore. Because guess what? There are cars, right? And so like they come in, they say, we'll help you just replace your streetcars and buy buses. And now look at LA. They are still way less they're way less in like the number of stations, in the number of lines, and way behind in like just their infrastructure for transit now. And they've done a lot in the past like 5 years, I would say, in transit, because LA now has like what they call a light rail system. But, you could technically call it just like a very modernized streetcar system. But now LA now just has to pick up the pieces of where they were left off like decades ago. Because of that like influence from the highway lobby.
Yeah, I'm trying to find this now, but I saw some like news in Ohio, like they're building a whole like some infrastructure thing that could like take you from like all the major cities in Ohio.
I saw
I
Amtrak.
knew nothing about it, but
Okay.
everyone was like talking about it.
To
What
Amtrak's
is
credit,
Amtrak?
right? To Amtrak's credit, they have actually built. Oh, well, not built, but they have a actual plan where they're proposing a real Cincinnati, Columbus, and Cleveland like train line.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie. I'm battling the gambling addiction right now. And by battling, I mean losing, because I'm gambling right now.
I see.
Okay. You know what they say? 99% of gamblers quit right before they win it big.
I know that's the
Unless
joke,
you're
but
Charles
actually, someone said that to me earlier, and like that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, all right, I'm doing it again. I'm out hearing it again.
Damn.
It's looking good though.
Anyway.
Well, that's getting cut from the podcast recording. But anyways, let's get back to trans. Let's get back to trans now, the one thing God, Ohio is a very interesting state when it comes to transit.
What did he say? Oh, I played CSGO, yeah. Put that up on the stream. Podcast.
Jamie.
What?
Jamie, put the gambling
Oh,
addiction on
TF2.
screen, please.
Wait, what am I looking at? That's awesome.
This is interesting, I will admit.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I won't do this next time.
Well,
I'm fighting demons.
we all suffer from low attention spans, but let's get okay, so talking about Ohio.
Now let's talk about Santa.
Oh, he crit me.
Ohio.
Oh
I meant.
yes. Let's talk about Ohio. Still, I want to really touch up on Ohio because I think it's very interesting when it comes to transit, like, and just rail infrastructure in general. You had East Palestine, sadly, and like those people in East Palestine, a lot, like, 200 of them are still, like, 200 families are not, like, coming back, because obviously they're not trusting whatever the reports are telling them. Like, you have, like, that very famous train derailment. And the governor just did nothing, right? And there's no, like, federal assistance. Like, nothing was, like, they were just in a very direct way of saying it. They were just abandoned. And it really just makes you sad to see that, like, I just, saw an article about how, most of those people, they're sharing a free Thanksgiving meal organized by this volunteer group. It's like really? Really? Like, after, like, 9 months, they're still just, they're still, like, living like they were just out of it. Like, they're just still they're just hopping place to place, and, like, not, like, no actual assistance is really for them from anybody, really responsible, or, or the sources you would expect to actually help you. Do you have any comments on that?
I have no idea what you're talking about, like, at
Really?
all.
You don't know about...
Wait, what do you... Wait,
You
okay,
live in
people...
Ohio, Butter. There is no...
I do. Wait.
There's no way. This was a big deal.
Okay,
This was
like the... What is it, like, radioactive stuff that...
Well,
wait, what are you talking about, like
talking...
Aid or something? Or, like, Thanksgiving? I don't even
Hold on.
know.
Wait,
Yeah,
does
look,
Butter straight up
was...
not know about the war?
No. Like...
The war?
No, not the war.
Wait, okay, we are talking about completely different...
Wait, we're not talking about the war. Wait, what are we talking about?
We're talking about...
I think, okay, East Palestine is a city in Ohio, or something.
Oh my god, I thought you were talking about actual Palestine. Okay, never mind.
I also thought that at first, and I was like, oh wait.
Whoa! Okay, no, I'm talking about East Palestine. Like, yes, of course, there's the real, very gruesome war in the Middle East. But I'm talking about how, here so here in America, okay, so you see, back in February 3rd, there was just a train derailment, and it was from the freight rail companies, right? Because most of Ohio, as you might know, Butter, is like, they have a lot. There's a lot of railroads that go through Ohio, but of course, most of that rail is just for freight, freight shipments, shipping, whatever, right?
Right.
And in East Palestine, they pronounce it East Palestine, but I just
Oh,
can't.
do they?
Yeah, but I just can't
But
get.
it's spelled like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I've always always just known it as but literally poisonous substances literally just came out of those shipments after it was derailed, and what Norfolk Southern did, right? The freight company, all they decided to do was literally burn the chemicals. Like, I don't know how insane. I don't know how insane it is in today's world, honestly. How we actually just witnessed, like, a company that just spilled dangerous chemicals onto, onto a city, right? Onto a small town, like imagine just living life like normal, and then next thing you know, you just see a full plume of chemical smoke, and it's something like a chemical smoke. Like, you probably don't know what the hell you're looking at, but like, something's bad is happening. Like, just a whole like uh atmosphere of just, I think it was ultimately dioxins, like something about dioxins, but basically you get, it's like it was just plastic. They were burning like this plastic that produced these chemicals, and obviously you you get really, you can get ill, you can obviously get cancer or something. Like, the long-term effects we will never really get to see for the time being. But like, an immediate example that just happened after that derailment was like the small creek that ran through East Palestine was literally just devoid of like life. Like, all the fish just died, and literally the residents like just showed on video, like, they're literally dead. And so you have all these you have this, and people's pets have also became ill. Um, like, some just straight up died. Like, and this is not just in East Palestine, like, but like miles away from the incident, like, it's just reported that, oh my god, my dog literally just died. Oh my god, my chickens just died. And you would think there would be like a hurricane. Like, imagine if a hurricane went through the coast, right? You would expect assistance from like the state or federal government, like really hard-hitting assistance. But what's really disturbing is just like there was like really nothing, and the company itself just offered the residents like money, and like very and there was and like they made a police force around the city, which is very interesting to say the least. But but talking about those people, because I know, we don't want I don't want to go too into the political side of it, but talking about like the actual people who are like affected, you really can't deny, of course, the fact that they have like no assistance. And when I read a recent article, because I was like, it's been 9 months already, and I haven't heard anything anymore about this, right? And it's actually really surprising that you haven't heard anything as well. Like nothing at all.
Yeah, I didn't know there was like no assistance from anyone. Like
Yeah,
that is surprising.
and they get. I mean, at the very least, they get to share like a Thanksgiving meal, and it's free. But it's like a lot of the people who are
Yeah, what is that about? What are you talking about?
yeah, now that's the article I read. It's like, oh, they're like, yeah, like, oh, finally an update about the people of East Palestine or East Palestine. And it's just so, like, holy crap, like, it's so sad. Like, these people are still, like, going hotel, like, they're living in a hotel or they're going from apartment to apartment or something. And they feel, one of them said they, like, felt like they were in the Twilight Zone. Which, I mean, honestly, I would feel too if you were, like, just stranded. But, I mean, they're, like, and there's, like, 200 families of them. And they're just not supported. And they're, like, after 9 months, they're still just trying to figure out what to do in the future.
Yeah. Horrible tragedy.
But
what were we talking about?
yeah,
And this is all because of trains, and this is why we should kill all trains.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Of course, it is the company's fault or something. I don't know.
I don't know, but Cincinnati. We all know Cincinnati,
We all know Cincinnati.
right? Right, Sips.
Well, Cincinnati.
We all know about it.
They got the chili.
Yeah, we all know about it.
Yeah,
I hate
You know-
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati owns they're the last city in the United States.
They are the last city.
Oh my god.
They're all
That's
gone.
terrible. America is fallen. All is left is Cincinnati.
They're the only city in America that still has an actual they own a rail corridor, cross country rail corridor. They own it. They own well, I forgot. It's something. There's something special about it, but the obvious significant thing about it is that they literally just own a whole rail corridor that freight companies use.
What is a rail corridor?
Just
Cross-country rail corridor.
Yeah, it's basically imagine just imagine rail tracks just going from Cincinnati and it goes all the way south to Kentucky or Tennessee. But it doesn't that doesn't really matter. The point is it's just a whole snake of just a line of rail tracks. They own it. And it's used for freight. It's used for freight shipping. And I think that's what makes it special. They own tracks.
You mean freight shipping?
Yeah, they own shipping. They own the shipping tracks, which is really special because there's nowhere else in America anymore. No other city, or no other city or state even, I believe, owns any kind of track whatsoever. That's used for freight rail or for shipping, basically. And recently, the Cincinnati government, their city council decided to put on the ballot, because they approved of this decision, whether or not we should sell it to Norfolk Southern.
Those are the guys that dumped the chemicals.
Yes, can you believe this?
If I was listening right.
In the same state.
Wild.
Holy crap! I mean, I don't know what's worse. I don't know what's worse when it comes to. I don't know if there's anything worse. That's what I meant to say. When it comes to just bad timing. It's just bad decision making. You're literally putting on the ballot a sale to a company that literally just dumped the chemicals on a small town. God.
Yeah.
But oh well. I think okay. Now Cleveland, great public transit. Okay, Cleveland is a city that punches above its weight when it comes to transit. They have like very good bus service hours. They have like 3 train lines, and one is like an actual train line, like like Chicago's or New York's. The rest is like that streetcar uh, system. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Cleveland's really good. Do you have any thoughts about Cleveland, Butter?
It's a city.
Now there's one city that I have to reckon with because it's like, in my opinion, egregious. Okay, it's just I don't know what to say. I'm appalled personally by it when it comes to transit. Can you guess what city I'm talking about in Ohio, Butter? What about you, Sips? Can you guess?
Wait, that's good with transit
No,
or bad
it's
with
bad.
transit?
It has destroyed its transit, actually.
What?
There's no bad transit in
I feel like
Ohio.
you're gonna say Columbus, but
Wait, say that again?
is it Columbus?
Yes, it is Columbus.
I thought they had good stuff. I mean, yeah. What are your problems?
Okay, so they were trying to make a streetcar system like Cincinnati and like what Cleveland has, but they never did a streetcar system. And all they do is buses, literally all buses. And Columbus is a city of over 700,000 people, and all they have is buses. And then finally, they actually had an Amtrak station.
You don't understand. They're really big. They're big buses.
They used to have an Amtrak station. This is the capital of Ohio. They have an Amtrak station. You would expect that, right? But they removed it! Oh my god. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why they do such a thing. And it's only buses in the end. So they don't even, you could say that they had a train. But now it's only just buses. This is the capital of a state.
Yeah. Huh. So trains are better than buses?
Well, it depends, but most of the time, obviously, trains are better because, they just carry more people and they have the right of way. That's like the 2 major things.
They have the right of way.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
If a car ever tries to, be on the rails.
Oh yeah, if a car goes onto the rails, it's over. But
right.
I mean, I guess technically when you think about
it. But I mean, the thing about trains is most of the time they're separated from the streets, so they're basically unstoppable things if you do them right when it comes to service. But I guess, in Columbus they do have big buses. But I went to Columbus and they're not big at all. They're like they're like regular buses and small buses. So I'm sorry, Sips, but you're wrong. How do you feel?
What do I
How do you
feel?
feel to be wrong?
About what?
Absolutely wrong about the big buses.
But they're big.
But they're not.
Okay, you don't listen. You don't understand.
No, look.
It's
been 25 years. It's been 25 years, Sips. It's time to let go.
What?
It's time to
Since
let go
what?
of those buses.
What? Wait,
It's time to let
25 years
go.
since what?
It's time to let go of those big buses.
Since the buses.
It's time to let go.
Buses were never real.
The buses.
I haven't been alive for 25 years.
It's been.
Buses.
It's you know.
Anyway, okay,
okay.
so I don't know how like cities are supposed to. Okay, but buses are public transportation,
All right.
so they're doing good. Are there like cities with like nothing, like no trains
Look
or
at-
buses?
Okay.
Because I thought in the cities you're just supposed to walk around, like everything's right there, and they're all sidewalks and roads don't exist.
Now. Okay,
I've never-
wait.
I don't know.
So your perception. So, can you explain more on that perception? Like what you were saying? I didn't get it fully.
Like, are there? I thought cities were supposed to be like you walk everywhere. Like, there's no need for trains unless you're leaving the city
Okay, well, you're right on that.
or buses.
You're right on
Oh.
that. Like the city.
I thought I was just saying complete nonsense.
The city is like you're talking about the downtown of cities, and in those places,
Downtown.
yeah, the downtown.
Yeah.
What was that?
Bring it around
Town. Now look,
Downtown.
around town. But look, if you can't walk in a city's downtown comfortably, right? You're basically not in a city. You're in a
You're basically taking the L.
yes.
Oh.
You're basically taking. You're just in some sort of. I don't know. I guess some fantasy land or something. If they're calling it a downtown, you're just in some hellhole, really. If you can't even walk, but
Okay. Jeez. Okay.
because I mean, think
You're-
about it. Like, really
you're
think about it, right? Like, if you can't walk in a downtown, I mean, you're just like, you're not just being, it's not just a deprived place. It's really like you're just attacking people in general because they just.
What
have
the
to
fuck? What are
drive
you
them.
talking about?
What?
What are you
What
What
is
are you
happening?
saying?
Think about okay, no, really think like okay. So this is how I think about it, right?
Okay,
I'm
I'm thinking.
mugging people on the street.
It's not attacking in the way of like. It's not attacking people in the way of like the city is like trying to.
So I'm
kill
sitting
you,
there
right?
bashing their head in.
It's like yeah, it's not like the
Mhm.
city is trying to rob, mug you, or like literally kill you. But in a way, right? Because we all expect to walk in the downtown. And if you can't walk in the downtown, or let's just say it's uncomfortable. So, you know, if you
I mean, it is winter. It's kind of cold outside. It is kind of painful to walk outside.
it is painful, you know, for of course a lot of people. But I'm talking about like, you know, because you know, coming from
I know. I get. Yeah.
coming from Chicago, you know, let me tell you, you know, there's a lot of people still walk in downtown, no matter the season. So even I mean, a lot of people they deal with the cold. I love the winter personally, but I know a lot of people, even in Chicago, of course, who just don't like the cold, who like even like the whole Midwest gets the most extreme weathers, but you still have people who complain, and they're like people who you know they can't move anywhere else. Oh well, whatever, right? But like okay, so let's say you're walking, right? And it's like it's the summer. It's the summer and you're walking in a downtown, and what I mean by uncomfortable, I mean more so like the sidewalks.
There's nails on the sidewalk, and I step on it, and it hurts, and it's painful, and then someone comes out and bashes my head in
Yeah.
because it's bothering me. I get it. Okay.
No. I'm talking about like imagine the sidewalks just like they're narrow, and every block is just
Imagine a disgusting sidewalk, a gross, disgusting, grody sidewalk.
like
Oh,
just
that's
a.
disgusting.
But I'm just
Oh,
talking
that's-
about like
that'd
let's
be
say
horrible.
it's a
Man,
perfect.
now I get it.
No, but let's say it's a perfectly clean sidewalk, but it's narrow, and like everywhere around you, right? Like, you know how in New York City, when you're walking anywhere, there's like life basically. Like you have restaurants, cafes, you have like people walking also, right? Like it's a lively environment, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, if your city, even in the summertime, there's nobody out, like just walking. You're like the only person there, and then it's a narrow sidewalk, and then like you're walking, even the shortest of walks, just for being in a space like that, you're obviously like, what the hell, like, what am I doing here, right? And then so you and because you have narrow sidewalks, that will probably lead, probably the crosswalks are very long, right? And most likely that means your roads are wide, and like you're already failing if your roads are wide to the point where there's like over 4 lanes of traffic, or there's not just 4 lanes of traffic, but if cars can go very fast in your downtown area, right? I mean, you're already failing. And so if you're the lone pedestrian, right? Drivers who are in some wide road, they can go as fast as possible on there. I mean, that's endangering pedestrians, and that's just endangering, people, and especially people who are just biking. They don't like that narrow sidewalk, and they don't like the wide road. And so, I mean, that's why, and then that's the reason why, of course, there are so many downtowns in America which are just deprived because they're just these wide roads. The sidewalks have not been maintained, or they're narrow, or a combination of both. And so you just have nobody there. And if you are the lone cyclist or pedestrian, your chances of dying are heightened because, you know, the infrastructure is not serving for your safety. The infrastructure is like, it's just literally the bare minimum of some city designer, or the city planner is just being like, oh, there we go, we got it, we have a sidewalk, we have a crosswalk, we got it, we can call this a day. And so, I mean, bad infrastructure to the point where you just want to be in a car. Like, let's just talk outside of downtown, like whether it's downtown or, in most cases, for a lot of American cities, you know, the whole infrastructure is just too deadly for a cyclist or a pedestrian to actually enjoy or just feel comfortable in it. Like, if you're, like, let's just say you're walking from school, elementary, if your kid, if you feel like your kid, or let's say that kid, right? If they are, if just walking from home or from school, and they just they are crossing, they have like they're just crossing like high
They're
speed.
just crossing the 4-lane highway.
Well,
and
not
then
highway,
they're
right? But
looking, and then
just a what they call a regular
whatever
street.
it's called. That's a regular downtown. Yeah, but then you have
Just
to do
a-
the crosswalk, and you have to press the button. Kids don't know how to do that. They can't even reach
Well,
the
yeah,
button.
yeah, but I know, right?
Ew,
But, like,
stupid
if
Very
it's-
dangerous infrastructure, of course.
But like, they don't have, like, there's no signal. Like, you just, or like, well, no, I won't expand on it, but I mean, like, yeah, they could have pedestrian signals, right? But if if your child is crossing traffic that is like at high speeds naturally, and let's say there's not even a sidewalk when coming back home, like, it's just like it's just grass. It's literally just grass, because even even in the suburbs of Chicago, suburbs where you would think that for being developed for a long time, you would expect like a lot of the suburbs in Chicago to have sidewalks, which a lot of them do, but literally just grass. Like I don't like you're just walking across grass, like some like you're walking across roads with no pedestrian signals. They're just these very large uh, side streets that they call residential, but I mean the traffic and how high the speeds drivers can go naturally make it almost like a main road. And so that's what I mean by like bad, like that bad infrastructure can actually kill you, because the probability, like the more bad infrastructure you have, that doesn't make anything safer, or that actually induces like just more reckless behavior, the higher probability that like a senior or a child will die. And like they could press a pedestrian signal, right? They can press that, but because of how high the speeds are, some random teenager or some random uh, elderly person, like those two groups of people who may drive and who are probably the most likely to get like into that risky type of driving, they could just easily kill that child, and boom, and I mean that's it.